Good morning to you and many thanks for taking part in this summit. My presentation will focus on the experience of compiling the online dictionary Cybersecurity Terminology, an initiative undertaken by TERMCAT, the Center for Terminology in the Catalan language, and the Catalan Cybersecurity Agency. I hope you will find it of interest. I would like to begin by presenting the cybersecurity sector as an area of strategic social and business importance, with a powerful impact on industry, as well as repercussions on the lives of people who are increasingly connected by means of technology. Around the world, cyber attacks occur every few seconds, and the value of the cybersecurity sector represents 1% of global GDP. During the pandemic, the frequency of cyber attacks has increased considerably. The importance of cybersecurity sector can be seen in these figures for Catalonia. Clearly, this is a sector that faces many challenges also. In this context, in 2016, we decided to embark on a new project in collaboration with the Catalan Cybersecurity Agency. The agency approached TERMCAT, outlining their needs to have the terms they use in Catalan for the reports of their activities they present and for the outreach materials they use in prevention and educational sessions for citizens, among other reasons. We thought it was very interesting, so we proceed to plan and execute the project using the methods we normally employ for terminological work. After 1 year of working together, the end product was an online dictionary, which has since been updated every year, with 400 entries in Catalan, Spanish, French, and English, and definitions in Catalan. It can be consulted free of charge at termcat.cat and contains terms relating to attacks, security measures, social behavior, and the basic principles of cybersecurity. Here we can see an example of a terminological entry in which the term appears in the 4 languages: Catalan, Spanish, French, and English, together with a definition and an explanatory note. It is a very interesting dictionary, and I would encourage you to consult it. I would now like to highlight some examples of terms and the type of resource that has been used to form the Catalan alternative. First of all, many of the terms are formed by a literal translation or loan translation. For example, for threat, we have in Catalan amenaça. Attack d'autenticació is authentication attack. For denial of service, we have denegació de servei. Crypto wallet, criptomoneder. Click fraud, fraude al clic. Cookie, galeta. Internet of Things, Internet de les coses. And blind signature for signatura cega. And often, following the same line, the loan translation contains a metaphor. Ad stacking is apilament d'anuncis. Watering hole attack, atac d'abeurador. Whale, balena. Trojan horse, cavall de Troia. Cache memory, memòria cau. Mining is mineria. Zombie computer, ordinador zombi. Firewall, tallafoc. Shadow, IT, tecnologia a l'ombra. Dark web is web fosc and deep web is web profund. In some instances, it has not been possible to find a direct translation, and an appropriate Catalan form has been created, farther away for the English. For grooming, we have created ciberseducció de menors. Cryptojacking is criptomineria furtiva. Eavesdropping, escolta clandestina. Deepfake, hipertrucatge. For streaming, we use in Catalan reproducció en línia. And the famous Nigerian scam is estafa de la fortuna or cartas nigerianas. On some occasions, a decision has been made to take the original form and consider it as Catalan term. Altcoin, Bitcoin, hacking, script, sexting, CAPTCHA, and Wi-Fi are Catalan forms in our dictionary. From other point of view, in some cases, the terms include proper names. Zoom bombing is the intrusion into Zoom video call technology, and in Catalan, we have assalt de videoconferència, avoiding the proper name. For civil attack, from the book, in which the protagonist suffers from an identity disorder, so it's attack related to this, and in Catalan is attack civil. And just a few cases, difficult ones, that have a special form with elements that have no apparent semantic motivation. The black nurse attack comes from the former jobs of the two researchers who discovered the attack, a blacksmith and a nurse. And in Catalan is attack black nurse. And a MEO attack is due to the original data, which is overwritten with random characters, including MEO. And in Catalan is attack MEO. I would like now to talk about the strategies employed to publicize the terms so that they become known and used by Catalan speakers. The first step was to involve experts and users in discussion about Catalan alternatives from the beginning and the resolution of doubts in order to ensure that the terms eventually proposed would be the most appropriate ones. A lot of graphic material was also created to accompany the diffusion of the terms, to reinforce news and communication, and to draw attention to the terms, especially on social media and web environments. Here we have some examples about junk mail, cryptocurrency, etc. And finally, I would like to highlight the input we receive about the actual use of the forms, obtained from real-life context, and also a survey of users in the sector. First of all, just a few considerations about the social context of Catalan. We know that the language in which the terms are created established is English, not Catalan, English. And we also know that in context of international exchange and debate among experts, the English form prevails. However, we have observed that in situations in which the purpose of communication is to inform in the media, etc., it is useful to have a Catalan alternative so that general users will gain a clearer idea of the concept and a better understanding of the meaning. We refer here to news in the media when a threat becomes more serious or an attack has a significant impact. And also the prevention and educational sessions aimed at young people and the general public. Here we have some examples of how the terms ransomware in English and programari de segrest in Catalan have been used. The two examples at the top come from the Catalan television and the Catalan government's corporate website, and they include the two forms, English and Catalan. Ransomware and programari de segrest altogether. And a similar use can be seen in the two examples below this, drawn from private companies that offer legal consultancy in cybersecurity in that field. We are lucky to have access to a study from Marta and a survey on the knowledge and use of Catalan terms in the field of cybersecurity. The survey was conducted with 39 users who were asked if they knew the Catalan alternatives and whether they use or would use them. 50% of those surveyed said that they use the English terms most, and 25% said they alternated this with the Catalan translations. Here we have some examples. We choose three cases: spam, correu brossa, backup, còpia de seguretat, and software programari. In these three cases, knowledge of the Catalan form is very high, more than 80%. As it is the use of these forms between 70 and 80%. People say that they use correu brossa, còpia de seguretat, and programari. But on the other hand, other three examples, and in these three other from the same survey, which are cadena de blocs for blockchain, webfosc for dark web, and programari maliciós for malware, while knowledge of the Catalan forms is fairly high, they are not used so much, with results of around 20%. Perhaps these terms are more specific, not so well known, or the Catalan terms are not so widely accepted. In general, the survey suggests there are certain factors that favor the use of the Catalan terms. When the Catalan term proposed first appeared, compared with English term, this is good. The type of term proposed, we know that literal translation and loans are more likely to be used, and also whether the terms are already appeared in text. We come to the end, and to sum up, I would like to highlight the following key stages in the process of creating the online dictionary cybersecurity terminology. The identification of a strategic sector, the detection of terminological cases, the diffusion of Catalan alternatives with the involvement of the sector, and finally, the evaluation of usage. Many thanks for your attention, and if you have any doubts or comments, please contact us.